we go to the second batter. Technical difficulties in the booth. I apologize. But here we are in the top of the first. Nick Silva on the mound. Pitch to the third batter in the lineup. Julian Swift, the shortstop, is inside for a ball. First batter struck out swinging for the first out. Cade Davis, the right fielder. Ethan Becker singles into right field. He's on first base. One out here in the top of the first. This pitch, a runner off, but it's fouled off at the plate. 0-2 the count now, or 1-1 the count. I apologize. To Swift. So Becker heads back to first base. 1-1 the count. To Swift, the pickoff attempt back to first. Becker dives in safely. One ball, one strike the count. One out here in the top of the first. Silva, another pickoff attempt over to first. And Becker dives back in safely. The wind playing havoc tonight. Beautiful night for baseball. Cloud-free night, but the wind blowing left to right. So the camera in the outfield will move. The 1-1 pitch, high and inside. Ball two, 2-1 the count to Julian Swift. So we'll go over the lineups here in just a minute for your both teams. As, man, some technical difficulties there, and it's all on me. I apologize. But we're back at it. Becker dives back in as the pickoff attempt goes to first base. Reese Bell holding Becker on at first. 2 balls and a strike to the third batter in the lineup, Julian Swift. A swing and a miss on the 2-1 pitch and evens up the count, 2-2. Defensively for your Eagles, Klaus Keismore in left, Petty in center, Jacob Haddon in right field. For the Eagles that started off, you see Petty centered off to the right side there with the win. The 2-2 pitch fouled off back behind the plate. And Swift stays alive in the bat. 2-2. Defensively infield, Logan Smith at third, Eli Hellman at short, E.J. Davis at second, Reese Bell at first base, Zachary Mozick behind the plate, Nick Silva, one of the co-pitchers of the week in Texas high school baseball, on the mound for the Eagles. The 2-2 pitch, and it's popped up into center field. Andon Petty will drift to his left, into left center field. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Becker returns to first base and 2 quick outs. And Becker still stranded at first base after that 1-out single.
Sun didn't seem to bother Andon, but you could see whenever it gets a little bit lower, it's going to be a difficult catch out there in the outfield for these fielders, especially center and right field.
So 2 outs here in the top half of the first inning, and that brings up Adam Vaughn. Vaughn went number 25, bats fourth, and is on the mound for the Timberwolves. First pitch, inside, ball 1. Nick Silva and Wade Denton, both co-pitchers of the week by TexasHighSchoolBaseball.com for their performance in the Tuesday night win over Rouse in 12 innings. Combined 4 in the third inning and 6 and 2/3 innings. 1 hit allowed. They struck out 12 between the two of them, and just a great performance against, at the time, the number 1 team in the state. 1-0 pitch into Vaughn, high and inside, chin music. And the count 2-0.
He's had a couple of pitches up and in like that, and I don't think he means for him to be that high and that tight. So we'll see if he can get a little bit better control and start hitting that strike zone in the areas that he really wants to hit with those pitches.
This one down in the turf, blocked by Mozick. Now the count 3-0 to the cleanup hitter, Vaughn.
Well, it's a big game for both teams, and you kind of expect both pitchers are going to have a little bit of butterflies, a little nerves, a little excitement. He may be trying to overthrow a little bit.
The 3-0 pitch, and Vaughn wears it on the shoulder. Shakes his head. That's the worst way to take ball 4, is to be hit by a pitch.
Well, and that was that his pitching shoulder? Because he's going to be on the mound with next half inning.
So the first batter hit by a pitch by Silva. On the year, Silva comes in. He's hit 3 batters, make it 4 now. Now courtesy runner, number 11, Brooks Dillman. Will courtesy run for the pitcher, Vaughn, down at first base. So 2 runners on with 2 outs. The number 5 hitter in the lineup, Jackson Harvey, the first baseman, steps in from the left side. The first pitch to Harvey, and he's going to slash it into the right center field, and it's going to find its way all the way to the wall. 1 run's got to come around third. Becker scores, and now the Dillman around. He'll score. And Cedar Park strikes first. A 2-out double to right center field by the first baseman Harvey, and Cedar Park takes a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first.
Not how you want to start this game, but Nick's going to have to take a breath, settle down, and just throw his pitches. Let his defense work behind him. He's having some issues with control early on in this game. We'll see how long it takes for Coach to come out and visit.
So the courtesy runner Dillman all the way around from first. First pitch to number 16, Murray Robinson, out to second base. E.J. Davis up with it, fires the first for the putout. 4-3 for out number 3. But after a half an inning, Cedar Park has 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on. So a good start for Cedar Park. Now as Vaughn takes the mound, let's go to the lineup for the Eagles. Starting batting first, playing shortstop, is the junior, number 21, Eli Hellman. Batting second and catching, number 19, senior Zachary Mozik. Batting third, playing second base, senior number 2, E.J. Davis. Batting cleanup, playing first base, the senior number 25, Reese Bell. Batting fifth and designated hitting, the senior number 6, Landon Heil. Batting seventh and playing left field, number 3, a senior, Ty Klaus Keismore. Batting seventh and playing third base, senior number 5, Logan Smith. Batting eighth and playing right field, a senior number 10, Jacob Haddon. And batting ninth for the Eagles, the senior number 16, Andon Petty. So you have Hellman, Mozik, and Davis, Bell, Heil, and Klaus Keismore, Smith, Haddon, and Petty. Nick Silva, the pitcher of record. Tough first inning, the 2-out double by the first baseman, Harvey, plates 2 runs for Cedar Park in the top of the first. So now the Eagle offense has to go to work, Kelly.
They do, and you know they can get some hits. You know they've put a lot of runs on the board in some of the games that they've played, but they've also struggled against some really good pitching staffs. So we'll see if Cedar Park pitcher starts off hot and controlling the pitches like he wants to, or we'll see if the Eagles can jump on top of him. I doubt seriously they're going to be sitting back waiting, the Eagle hitters. I think they're going to come out swinging.
First pitch from Vaughn to Eli Hellman is outside for a ball.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside. Throw him to heater, Ricky. Vaughn, the pitcher of record. The 1-0 pitch. The timeout called by the first base umpire. Middle of Vaughn's delivery. Now here comes Coach Williams. Want to know what's going on. Vaughn throwing from the stretch even with no runners on. Coach Williams coming out. Lanny Williams in his 3rd year as head coach of the Cedar Park Timberwolves. So he'll walk out and talk to his pitcher, Adam Vaughn. I don't think he was in agreement with what the first base umpire called. Not a visit, ruled there. Get some clarification on what he called time for and what we were saying to Vaughn. But the count remains 1-0 to Eli Hellman. Leading it off here in the bottom of the first. Now it's 2-0. That's a ball. Something happened. And so now the count 2-0. And now Eli swings at the 2-0 pitch, and it's a strike. 2-1 the count. Defensively for the Kelly for the Timberwolves. We'll go over that in between pitches. The 2-1 pitch to Hellman. Swing and a miss on the outside corner. 2-2. Defensively for the Timberwolves. Molinaro in left field. Pickens in center. Davis in right. Becker at third. Swift at short. Mullen at second. And Harvey at first base. A 2-2 pitch. Up and in and called. Strike 3. And Hellman down on strikes for out number 1.
Filthy curveball. That was a really nice pitch coming in. And I think it fooled him because it started off pretty high, but it broke in pretty good.
Zachary Mozik will step in here for the Eagles. Mozik, the left-hitting catcher for the Eagles, steps in with a .526 batting average. The first pitch from Vaughn, low and inside for ball 1. For the Timberwolves, behind the plate is Carter Wool, and on the mound, Adam Vaughn. Mozik back in from the left side. Vaughn from the stretch. The 1-0 pitch. And a swing and a miss. 1-1 now the count.
Seems to have pretty good control starting off here for Vaughn. in this first inning.
The 1-1 pitch. Mazick takes it for a called strike. He looked down and then looked up towards the dugout like he wasn't in agreement with that one. And now the count 1-2 to the catcher, Mazick. Back in the box, the 1-2 pitch. And fouled off. Stays alive in the at-bat. E.J. Davis on deck, the second baseman for the Eagles. Mazick back in, chokes up. 1-2. Vaughn set from the stretch, the 1-2 pitch. It'll be a base hit for Zachary Mazick into right field. And Mazick continues his hitting ways for the Eagles. Courtesy runner will be number 4, Wade Denton. He'll come into courtesy run for the catcher, Mazick.
Mazick has done a really good job this year of getting on base when he needs to get on base, and he's just a wall behind that plate. So you got that first out in the first inning, but now you got a runner on, and the Eagles are in business.
E.J. Davis steps in with a .457 batting average. He'll take the first pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count. But you'd love to see that from your senior catcher, leader on this team, Zachary Mazick. Gets down in the count, stays alive with a fouled off pitch, and then gets his base hit into right field. Now up for the Eagles, the second baseman, E.J. Davis. The 1-0 pitch off the glove. Wade Denton's going to take off for second base, and Wohl not able to get it and throw down in time. So a pass ball there for Wohl allows the runner to move into scoring position. Wade Denton. That pitch went off the catcher's glove. 2-0 now the count to Davis. And now he slaps this one foul down the third base line.
You don't have to get all these runs back with one swing of the bat, and it's going to be hard to get anything out of here, especially left field tonight. But you've got to be patient, wait for your pitch.
2-1 the count to Davis. This one stays up for ball 3. That was, to me, that was reminiscent of the called third strike on Eli Hellman.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Davis held off and takes it for ball 3. 3-1 the count. The pitch right down the middle. Davis takes it for strike 2. Now a full count with 1 out. Wade Denton, the courtesy runner for Zachary Mazick, down at second base. E.J. Davis back in. The payoff pitch inside. Oh, my goodness. Don't argue much, but that's horrible. E.J. Davis takes that for a called third strike.
Yeah, if he's going to give that strike, there's nothing you can do about that, because that would look way inside.
Now Reese Bell will step in here for the Eagles. First pitch to Bell. Misses off the outside corner for a ball. 1-0 the count. That is one that'll put gray hairs on a coach in a hurry.
Quickly.
A called third strike like that. 1-0 the count to Bell. This one low and inside. Ball 2. 2-0 the count.
.580 slugging percentage for Reese this year. He can put that ball out there way out in the field. Big, strong kid. Good first baseman.
The 2-0 pitch. And Bell fouls that one off over the backstop. For strike 1. 2-1 the count to Reese Bell. Steps in with a .392 average, 25 RBIs on the year. Steps back in, 2-1 the count. Denton leads off second, the 2-1 pitch. And Davis sends it into left field, but the left fielder comes in and Molinaro makes the catch. And Cedar Park gets out of the inning with no trouble. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 1 runner left on base. After a full inning, it's 2-0 Cedar Park. We'll take a quick timeout and be back with more Eagle baseball on SHN Sports. Back here on SHN Sports coverage of Georgetown Eagle Baseball. Kelly, the coaching staff, support staff for the Eagle Baseball team.
Head coach for your Georgetown Eagles, Jordan Vieira. Assistant coach, Chad Payne. The other assistants are David Durrell and Robert Halm, as well as Barry Johnson. And then, of course, Coach Jared Frimmel.
Absolutely.
We got our stat girls, Grace King, Carter Campbell, Dylan Jones, and the athletic trainers for the baseball team are Macy Denson and Alyssa Stock.
The people behind these athletes that as much time as these student athletes put in, the support staff, the coaches put in that much and maybe more, the student trainers,
right.
The stat people, it's amazing what all they do. Top of the second, Silva back on the mound. The first pitch popped up on the infield. Reese Bell gives chase, and he just can't make the catch as he crashes into the fence down the first baseline. Good effort there by Bell. But that allows Christian Pickens to stay alive in the at-bat. 0-1 the count. Pickens, the center fielder tonight for the Cedar Park Timberwolves. So an 0-1 count to Pickens. Silva from the windup. The 0-1 pitch to Pickens. Grooves it for a fastball. Kelly, Coach Payne came down the side, came down the first base line and sat there and kind of chatted with the umpire. I'm sure it had to do something on that called third strike on E.J. Davis. But it didn't take long for somebody to get in the ear of the umpire there.
Well, and that's two issues that you've had with the umpires tonight. One behind the plate, and then the Cedar Park coach had the issue with the first base coach, and I don't know what that was all about. But
ball sent into shallow center field. Hellman's going to call off E.J. Davis and make the play behind second base for out number 1, F6 in the book. And that'll bring up Quint Mullen, the second baseman for the Timberwolves. But Coach Payne, it was very nice and smooth as he walked behind it. The umpire turned around. They exchanged a few sentences in conversation there. Right. But that pitch on E.J. Davis will be one to watch there. 'Cause you're talking about now 2 runners aboard with 1 out instead of 2 outs and a runner at second. The 2-2 pitch, or the 1-0 pitch, I apologize, swing and a miss. And strike 1 to Quint Mullen. Evens up the count. Houston Molinaro, the left fielder, on deck for the Timberwolves. The 1-1 pitch, a ground ball down the third baseline. Logan Smith on a couple of hops is going to take it foul. And now the count 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mullen.
Well, if folks watching on YouTube may notice the throwback uniforms that Georgetown has. It says GWTN. People expecting to say GTWN, but that's because when these uniforms were worn in the early 1900s that they're paying respects to, the town was often referred to as George Williamson Town, and that's why the GWTN on the uniforms.
2-2 pitch, swing and a miss in the turf. Mazick scoops it up off the turf quickly and tags Mullen before he can get down the line for out number 2. Second strikeout of the night for Silva. And with 2 outs now, that'll bring up Houston Molinaro, the left fielder for the Timberwolves.
For our viewers on YouTube, let us know where you're watching from. We'll give some shout-outs on the broadcast. We appreciate you tuning in.
Molinaro, first pitch swinging. The lefty puts it towards the middle infield. Hellman scoops it up. Makes the play over to, oh, my goodness. I'm almost going to get myself kicked out of the booth tonight. Hellman fires it across.
Wow.
And they say Bell didn't put his foot on first base, and here comes Coach Vieira out of the dugout. He's asking the field umpire to ask for help down the line as the umpire from behind the plate was coming out down the first base line looking. And Bell even looked back, and you saw him tap towards the bag before the runner, Molinaro, got down there. And the field umpire called him safe. So now the discussion here, and we'll see what they call. It's either going to be 2 outs and a runner at first, or it's going to be 3 outs and we go to the bottom of the second. They're going to call him safe. He won't overrule his buddy. And so you have to rule that an error.
Yep.
E3 on the play.
Wow.
So an error there allows the 2-out base runner.
He drug that toe across the bag.
Sun playing into the umpire's eyes evidently already. And I'll try to not be one that's a critic of the umpires. When it's bad, it's bad. And that's just you start to cheat student athletes of all the hard work when there's nothing they can do on a play like that where it just seems wrong. And you didn't get an argument from either side in the sense. I think everyone was stunned on the safe call. The 0-1 pitch, and reach out, slap the ball, and it's hit Davis into left field. What a job there. The runner was off on the pitch. He just throws the bat out.
Yep.
And now Cade Davis down at first base. 2 runners aboard with 2 outs, and that brings up Ethan Becker.
That's your classic hit and run. And in that case, if they get the hit and run sign, that batter has to try to put that ball into play, and that's exactly what he did, and it turned out well for Cedar Park.
2 outs, 2 runners aboard. Molinaro moves down to second base on the single to left field by Davis. Now bring up Ethan Becker. He's 1 for 1 in the ball game. Came around to score 1 of the 2 runs. Silva turns towards second but doesn't make a throw. Molinaro gets back to the bag. Davis now 1 for 2. He struck out in the first inning. Single to left there in the second. The pitch from Silva fouled off. 0-1 the count to Ethan Becker. One thing, Kelly, I think we can say, they're expecting a first pitch strike and Cedar Park swinging away. Not a lot of pitch counts going past 2 or 3 pitches to these Cedar Park hitters.
Well, and they're doing what we're used to seeing Georgetown doing. They're not afraid to attack a first pitch.
No balls and a strike. Silva comes set. 0-1 pitch. Down the middle for strike 2.
Tina Tucker listening from Maryland. Pulling for her nephew, Michael Putney Jr. with Cedar Park.
The 0-2 pitch to Becker. A ground ball down the third base line, but it's going to trickle foul. Logan Smith goes over and grabs it in the coacher's box. Throws it back to Silva. Becker stays alive. No balls and 2 strikes. Silva takes a look back. Hellman giving signs for the base runners. Molinaro down at second. Cade Davis down at first. 2 outs here in the top of the second. 2-0. Cedar Park leads it. No balls and 2 strikes to Becker. Silva from the stretch. The 0-2 pitch. And a foul ball back to the screen. For Becker. Stays alive. Got the crowd mic turned back on. Apologize. I paused it during the middle in our break. I love the crack of the bat. You hear it thump against the screen and the mic shake, and just the sounds of baseball on a beautiful Friday night. The 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Becker down on strikes. And Kelly, I don't want to argue this, but even Mazick stood up to throw the ball back, expecting ball. And so where is this box? Where is this strike zone for this umpire? He's got to settle this in so these players can at least know where they're looking for.
All you want is consistency, and that's what you got to get. And sometimes the umpires have to get into a groove too and get into the game. So
the Cedar Park Timberwolves don't put anything across the board there. They have no runs on 1 hit. 2 runners left on after 1 Georgetown error. We go to the bottom of the second, 2-0. Cedar Park leads it. Back with more Eagle baseball on SHN in just a moment. Go to the bottom of the second. The leadoff batter, number 6, the designated hitter, Landon Heil, steps in for his first at-bat of the night for the Eagles. Heil, Klaus Keismore, and Smith do up here in the bottom half of the second for the Eagles. Vaughn now from the windup in this inning. Skips one off the turf as it hits off the back mat. Ball 1. Now, one thing about the Eagle hitters being patient, or more patient tonight, yet to throw a strike in his first pitch of any batter is Adam Vaughn, and all of them have been low and outside, low. He's kept them away from the hitters to see if they're going to chase early. The 1-0 pitch, low for ball 2.
You know those tick marks are being had in the dugout about those first pitches too, so that's something second time through the order may be something that they can.
Heil takes this one for strike one. 2-1 to count. Heil steps in. A 3-18 or a swing. Kind of hesitated on that swing and then went ahead and swung. Heil steps in with a 4.44 average. Now 2 for 2. And talking to Coach Vieira last night, Hiles stepped in and won the job as the designated hitter. The 2-2 pitch into the left-handed batter's box for ball 3. Now a full count to Landon Heil. Heil back in from the right side. Vaughn from the windup. The payoff pitch. It's low for ball 4. And Heil walks, or Vaughn walks his first batter of the ball game. Landon Heil down to first base. And now Klaus Keismore comes up to bat for the Eagles with a 3.21 average. Heil, his 10th walk of the season, doing a great job of getting on base for the Eagles. Vaughn back to the stretch. The first pitch, Klaus Keismore bunts down the first baseline. He's going to have a hard time. They didn't get him. No way. Let's see what the call is down at first base. He's safe. What a hustle by Klaus Keismore. He ducked out away from the first baseman, Harvey. Here comes Coach Williams. But he did. He ducked away. Harvey reached for him, and he didn't even try to sell it.
Coach Williams is probably arguing that he went out of the baseline, but he didn't. You have, I think it's 3 feet on either side of the baseline, which is a big step.
So we'll see what they rule it here. First pitch, Klaus Keismore squares around, bunts it down the first baseline. Harvey has to field it. It's past the pitcher, Vaughn, and he came off far enough, and Klaus Keismore got down the line quickly, kind of bent himself away from Harvey on the tag.
Well, and from this vantage point, I had a great vantage point of it. You could see space between the runner and the glove. If the home plate umpire calls him out, Coach Vieira may come out and have dinner conversation, exchange recipes.
Extended conversation here between the umpires, and they do rule him safe. If that was an overrule, Kelly, I don't think Coach Vieira would have made it to the 3rd inning.
Georgetown, number 5.
So now what was a sack bunt attempt there for Klaus Keismore turns into a single. Now Logan Smith, the third baseman, steps in for the Eagles. 2 runners aboard with no outs. The first pitch, and Logan Smith out to bunt, but he fouls it off for strike 1.
Fouled it off. It hit the ground, came up, hit his bat a second time.
Thankfully, it's only 1 strike. There is no outs. On the board, you see a 1 for an out. We have no outs here in the bottom of the 2nd. 2 runners on. Heil down at second. Klaus Keismore at first. Smith bunts out in front of the mound. Vaughn fields it. He's going to go to third. Nope. Now down the line, and he throws it past the first fielder. It's up the line. Here comes 1 run in to score. Klaus Keismore around second to third, and he'll hold up there. The collision at first base. And Logan Smith up to second. The error on the pitcher, Vaughn. So E1. And now runners on first and second. And like you said, it's not one swing that has to get them back, Kelly. It's just one at a time. And they do it there. 2-1 as Heil comes in to score on that play. Klaus Keismore all the way around to third. Logan Smith up to second. E1 by Vaughn. So now small ball comes into play, Kelly,
Yes.
and what an opportunity here. Jacob Haddon steps in for his first at bat, the number 8 hitter in the lineup, with runners on second and third. The first pitch from Vaughn, swing and a miss, strike 1 to Jacob Haddon.
Jacob Haddon's got a .259 batting average, OPS over 600. Timely hitting.
And now, what's the rule there, Kelly? The infield's all in. That batting averages go up by about 100 points.
Yeah.
Now he'll square around a bunt, and he takes a cut at it and misses. So now 0-2 count to Haddon. Anything into play here to try to get a run home and even this up early in the ball game. It could have been a pitcher's duel, or it could be a high-scoring affair. It'll be fun to watch in this ball game.
Good thing that wasn't a suicide squeeze call.
The 0-2 pitch. Oh, my goodness. Strike 3 called on a bender that was low and outside.
Golly.
And Haddon goes down on strikes. 4 out, number 1.
Now batting for Georgetown, center fielder number 16.
Second strikeout, third
Aiden
strikeout
Petty.
for Vaughn. Now up to bat is senior center fielder Andon Petty. He'll step in here with one out. The infield still in. The first pitch, and Petty's going to drop this into center field. Center fielder over to catch it. Pickens. No tag. Klaus Keismore would have scored as Vaughn tried to cut it off. And he knocked it down. There would have been no play, but you just can't take that chance.
Yeah, as shallow as that play was, and we saw his arm on that throw in from the ball that went past the first baseman, just threw a rocket. So it didn't really seem like something you want to test it, but throw was off.
So now 2 outs as Eli Hellman comes up to bat for the Eagles. He is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Struck out looking in the first. Steps in here in the bottom half of the second inning with 2 runners aboard and 2 outs. The first pitch, the breaking pitch, stays high for ball 1. 1-0 the count.
Folks, we're bound by UIL rules just like spectators and coaches and participants are, so I'm just going to laugh.
The pitch misses for ball 2. 2-0 the count to Eli Hellman. An opportunity here for RBIs. The infield back at regular depth with 2 outs. The 2-0 pitch to Hellman. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 2-1 the count to Eli Hellman.
Eli liked that pitch. He just missed it. It's a big, strong swing.
2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 pitch outside. Ball 3. 3-1 to count to Hellman. Feel like I'm waiting a few seconds to call it. The 3-1 pitch to Hellman. Outside, ball 4. Bases loaded now with a 2-out walk. The second walk issued by Vaughn here in this inning. And now that brings up the all-important Zachary Mazik. I tell you what, the man that's doing the hitting here for the Eagles has a single already in the ball game. One of the 2 hits the Eagles has. Steps in here with 2 outs.
They're playing him pretty shallow. So maybe the lefty can just hit a rope, bounce it off that Georgetown Eagles sign in right field, right center.
First pitch to Mazik, slashes it down the third baseline off the batting barn.
Center fielder backed up 2 steps after that.
So an 0-1 count to Zachary Mazik, the senior catcher for the Eagles.
It's a big at-bat early in this game.
Vaughn steps off, wants the signs refreshed. No balls and 1 strike, 2 outs, bases loaded. Klaus Keismore down at third. Logan Smith at second. Eli Hellman at first. 1 run in here in the bottom of the second. An opportunity for more runs. Mazik can get a hit. The 0-1 pitch and a ground ball down the first baseline, but it trickles foul. Coach Payne with the coaching error knocks it down.
Coaching error. That was funny.
0-2 the count now to Zachary Mazik. Mazik was down in the count 0-2 the first at bat, worked it back to a 1-2 count, and then base hit into right field. The second baseman's now dropped into the grass, shaded towards the first base side. Vaughn having a hard time getting his signals from the catcher. Wohl stepped off multiple times, and now back on the mound. The 0-2 pitch to Mazik, and slashed down the third baseline, but it curls foul out of play on top of the batting barn. And Mazik stays alive. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Mazik steps out. Now back in the box. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. And Mazik fouls it off himself to stay alive. No balls and 2 strikes. The battle here between Vaughn and Mazik. A good one. E.J. Davis on deck for the Eagles if Mazik can extend the inning. Klaus Keismore held up on the shallow fly ball to center field by Andon Petty. Would have scored now, hindsight 2020. On the throw being way up the line in the first base line, and then Vaughn dropping it after he caught it. But here we sit, bases loaded. The 0-2 count. Mazik takes this one high and outside, but it comes back off the padding right to the catcher Wohl. So a good thing Klaus Keismore stayed close to the bag. down at third base.
Yeah, you saw him put the brakes on and get back.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Mazick. Vaughn set a 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called,
Yep.
and Mazick down for out number 3 on the strikeout looking.
That was a good pitch.
1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 3 runners left on. We go to the top of the third, 2-1. Cedar Park leads it by 1 over Georgetown. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment. We go to the top of the third inning. Nick Silva back on the mound for the Eagles. Swift, Vaughn, and Harvey due up for the Timberwolves here in the top half of the third. Julian Swift, the shortstop, 0 for 1 in the ballgame. Flew out to the center fielder for out number 2 back in the first inning. Steps in here to lead things off. Cedar Park leads it 2-1 over Georgetown after 2 innings. The Eagles, opportunity there. First pitch, swinging. And Swift fouls it off. Down the third base line, foul for strike 1. 0-1 the count.
They are not scared of the first pitch.
The 0-1 pitch, low and outside, ball 1. 1-1 now to Julian Swift. Bear with us, we've lost our center field camera. This pitch, check down to first base. They say he did not go. 2-1 the count. The 2-1 pitch. Inside, Mazick holds it. Trying to sell that since that inside strike has been there all night, off and on. It's now 3-1 to Julian Swift. The 3-1 pitch from Silva. Low and outside. Check it down to first. And Swift walks on 5 pitches.
25, Adam Vaughn.
Now up is Adam Vaughn, the pitcher. And he's hit by a pitch again by Silva. He stares his way down to first base.
Next up, Cedar Park, number 26, Jackson Harvey.
So Adam Vaughn hit by a pitch on the first pitch. That's his second hit by a pitch tonight by Silva. Dillman runs at first base. No outs with 2 runners aboard. Harvey takes a hack at this one. Fouls it off for strike 1. 0-1 the count.
I think Nick got an informal warning because the umpire walked the new baseball out to him.
0-1 the count to Harvey. The 0-1 pitch. Outside, it's off Mazick's glove, and the runners will move up. Swift up to third. Dillman up to second base. No outs and runners both in scoring position here. The pass ball allows that to move up. Not often you see that.
Nick struggling tonight, which is really uncharacteristic for him.
1-1 the count to Harvey. The first baseman. He had a 2-out, 2-run double in the first. The 1-1 pitch, he fouls it off to the screen for strike 1. Strike 2. 1-2 now the count. I thought Coach Vieira was coming out to talk to Silva. He's just retrieving the foul ball. It landed in the G logo up the third baseline. Thought perfect timing after you talked about that, Kelly. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Harvey. The 1-2 pitch, slaps it into left field. It's going to score 1. Here comes Klaus Geismore. He's going to be cut off by Logan Smith, but not before another run scores. And I'm not sure how long Coach Vieira will stick with Silva. They're Cedar Park jumping on his fastball and his pitches quickly. And now another RBI hit for Jackson Harvey. He's 2 for 2 in the ball game.
Next up for Cedar Park, the designated hitter, number 16.
3-1 your score.
Murray
Dillman up to third base. 4th hit of the night for Cedar Park. 3-1 the score.
Talking to Coach about Nick, lots of confidence in him. I was talking to him before the game, and he was saying, we're going to put Nick on the mound and have this situation, that situation, and it could all change very quickly.
Another runner at first. It's going to be a pinch runner. Harvey comes out. So we'll see who's in it running at first for Cedar Park. It's not a courtesy runner for the first baseman. So we'll have to see who it is down at first base. Runners on the corners, no outs here in the bottom of the third inning, or top of the third inning. Number 12, Caleb Rhodes, is pinch running for Jackson Harvey down at first base. So we'll see what happens with that. Murray Robinson, the designated hitter, in from the left side. He grounded out in his first at bat to E.J. Davis at second base. Steps in here with no outs and runners on the corner. The first pitch outside, ball 1 to Robinson. Dillman, the courtesy runner for the pitcher Vaughn, down at third. Rhodes, the pinch runner, down at first. This pitch elevated, but Robinson couldn't check his swing in time. 1-1 the count now to the designated hitter, Robinson. Pickoff attempt over to first. Rhodes dives back. Rhodes leads off first. Held on by Bell. Another pickoff attempt. And Rhodes dives back in. It'd be interesting to see what happened to the first baseman, Harvey. 2 base hits, 3 RBIs. Productive night. And then he comes out here in the top of the third. The 1-1 pitch. A ground ball in the middle, high bouncer. Hellman's only play, if he can get it there in time, is the first. And a great play, and he tagged him. Oh, my goodness, and here comes Coach Vieira again. The field umpire not having one of his finest moments here tonight. Great job by Reese Bell to get the throw. You see his glove hit by Robinson as he ran by, but the umpire calls him safe in the field. Coach Vieira out to visit. He's going to ask for help, which of all calls right here, the home plate umpire, if you're going to overrule one, that on that tag is something you had to have seen if you believe it was tagged. So we'll see here as we have our third conversation between the umpires. If it sits right now, you have bases loaded with no outs. Or no, you have runners on first and second. They scored the run no matter what. Dillman, the courtesy runner, in to score from third. The one bad thing about turf, Kelly, is right there.
Yep.
A ground ball into the ground.
Wow.
The sound effect was priceless. So they call it an infield single. Or see what they do if they scored a single or an error. The error would be a throwing error on Hellman to pull Bell off the base.
Well, we see the play from behind that play, and you see the glove change directions on the tag. The home plate umpire had to not be watching that play, watching someplace else, because that call is the responsibility of the field umpire. He can ask for assistance or can appeal to the home plate umpire for that. But he may have been looking someplace else. I don't know.
A lot of tough calls here tonight early in this ball game. As it sits, it's 4-1. Cedar Park leads it by 3. Coach Vieira out on the mound. It looks like there may be a pitching change for your Eagles. We'll take a quick timeout. Be back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment.
Georgetown, number 4, Wade Denton.
We're back here in the top half of the third. 2 runs across so far. Bases. Runners on first and second. We look back at the replay there. The home plate umpire, like you said, Kelly, he just couldn't have been watching, and he was not. The home plate umpire comes out from behind the plate there, but is watching down towards second base, not watching the play at first base at all. So no way for him to override the tag by Bell. So we sit with no outs, runners on first and second, and now Wade Denton into pitch. Number 4, Denton steps in. He's thrown 16 innings for the Eagles. A 0.00 ERA. He's only given up 2 hits on the year. Struck out 17, walked 2. He comes in here in a tight position for the Eagles. Turn around, and the runner dives back to second base. That's Rhodes, the pinch runner, for Vaughn, the first base, or Harvey, the first baseman. Cedar Park swinging the bat early in the counts, and it's shown here as they put up 4 runs in the top of the 2 runs in the top of the first, 2 runs here in the top of the third. The bunt attempt.
That turned into a protect me.
Bry Pickens.
That ball came in close.
0-1 the count. He was going to lay down the sacrifice bunt. Try to move both runners into scoring position. Robinson down at first. Rhodes, the pinch runner, down at second. 0-1 the count. To Pickens. Denton from the stretch. A look back at second base. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 to the center fielder.
Nice pitch. That fastball had a little giddy up on it and it had a little movement to it.
Wade Denton, we visited with him in week 1 of the coaches show after the Rouse game. A true competitor. I tell you what, I know he's thriving right now, challenging himself on every pitch. The 0-2 pitch, ground ball back to the mound, field it over to third. Logan Smith on the transfer, so he'll be out at third base. Smith was going to try to go across the diamond. Coach Williams argues this one. That's unreal. It was obvious. He was already off the bag and dropped it. So Rhodes out at third base, so 1 out here. Good play there by Denton. Filled in his position, makes a good throw to Logan Smith. Yeah. You would have loved to have seen that one completed there for the double play. But you get the lead runner. Runners at first and second. And now stepping in is Quint Mullen. He struck out swinging in the second inning for the Timberwolves.
Good crowd tonight here at the ballpark. Lots of Georgetown fans, pretty good handful of Cedar Park fans, so a lot of fun atmosphere.
Pickens down at first on the fielder's choice. Robinson down at second base. First pitch, a ball to Quint Mullen. 1-0 pitch, ground ball up the middle. Hellman's going to cut this one off on the slide. Throw across the first, his only play, and what a play there by Eli Hellman.
Great
he
play.
showed his range and his arm. He slid back behind second base, almost in the grass, builds the ball and throws a rocket to Reese Bell at first.
Well, and there you see the wisdom of getting that out at third, because now there's 2 outs. But if they had gone to first instead of getting out at third, run scores there, and it's a 5-1 lead, but it stays at that 3-run deficit right now, so big out here.
Foul ball by Houston Molinaro, the left fielder. He reached on an error in the second inning, left stranded on base. Steps in here with 2 outs, runners on second and third. 0-1 to count to Molinaro. This pitch up and away, ball 1. 1-1 to count.
Wally, we do want to mention that it's Georgetown Youth Baseball Association night tonight. That's part of the reason for the big crowd. Lots of kids running around in their baseball uniforms. Good to see those guys out here tonight supporting the Eagles.
The 1-1 pitch, outside corner, called strike 2. Before the game, they got to be on the field with the players. They had an autograph session with the Eagle players, and so great to see the future of Eagle baseball out here tonight.
Runner on second threw his hands up at that called strike.
The 1-2 pitch and a base hit into center field. Petty up with it. The runner's Brown's third. Petty's throw off. No cutoff there. It's into Mazick. And now the runner, Molinaro, gets all the way to second base on the throw. But a 2 RBI single by Molinaro. The number 9 hitter scores 2 more runs, and Cedar Park up 6-1 now, Kelly. And yeah, I tell you what, you almost wonder after Silva if something off speed should have come in. They're jumping on fastballs. They like the pitches quick and down the middle, and nothing being thrown. A lot of off speed being thrown here by the Eagle pitchers early on.
Right, that's only the 3rd hit that Wade's given up on the season. So, Coach mentioned and some of the players mentioned that Cedar Park can swing the bat.
So the leadoff batter, Cade Davis, steps in here, 1 for 2 on the night, left stranded after a single in the second inning. Steps here in the third with 2 outs, a runner at second. Denton takes a look, a pickoff attempt. It's on the right side of the bag. Second base side of the bag, so the runner back in safely, Molinaro. 2 out, 2 RBI single. The first pitch slashed down the line by Davis. 4 strike 1. 0-1 to count to Cade. Four runs across here in the top of the third. 6-1 lead for the Timberwolves.
I think the Eagles have overcome one bigger deficit than this so far this year.
I believe they were down 7 to Smithson Valley in that first tournament of the year.
Right.
In the semifinal game. The 0-1 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. E.J. Davis makes the catch, the throw on the run, but it pulls the first baseman off. The throw home. And Molinaro all the way from second scores. Nothing going right for the Eagles now. That throw up the line pulled Bell off the base. Let's see if they rolled that one a hit. They do roll it an infield single by Cade Davis, his second hit of the night.
Well, if you're a Cedar Park fan, you like the aggressiveness of this Cedar Park team, and the coach is calling these aggressive plays, aggressive running on the base.
First pitch to Becker in there. 4 strike 1. Becker, the 9th batter of the inning for the Cedar Park Timberwolves. 7-1 your score. The 0-1 pitch, low and outside for ball one. 1-1 now the count to the third baseman, Becker. Two outs. Cade Davis, the runner at first. The 1-1 pitch. Pass ball off of Mozig's glove. Davis moves up to second base, the second pass ball of the night. A lot of uncommon mistakes being made by the Eagles tonight, Kelly.
Just mind-blowing, really, because it's players that don't usually make mistakes that seem to be making the mistakes tonight.
2 balls, 1 strike. That pitch hit right off the glove of Mozic. Went back towards the backstop. Cade Davis alert, moves up to second base. Now a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. 5 runs across here in the top of the third for the Timberwolves. The 2-1 pitch. And a ball popped up down the first baseline, curls out of play. And now Becker evens the count at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second, the 2-2 pitch. Inside corner, called strike 3, and Becker down on strikes for out number 3. But not before the Timberwolves put 5 runs across on 4 hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. After 2.5, 7-1 your score. Cedar Park leads it over Georgetown. More Eagle baseball in just a moment on SHN.
Now back to Georgetown, number 2, EJ Davis.
We go to the bottom of the third. Davis, Bell, and Heil due up for the Eagles. First pitch high and inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to E.J. Davis. He's 0 for 1 of the ball game. Struck out looking for out number 2 in the first inning. The 1-0 pitch. Catches the outside corner, the breaking pitch. 1-1 the count. Harvey, the first baseman, back in at first base. The 1-1 pitch. Davis slashes this one foul into the net. Strike 2, 1-2 the count to E.J. Davis. Second baseman. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch in the turf. 4-2. Count evens up at 2-2 now. So Harvey's substitution night is over. If he comes back out for any kind of pinch run or anything, he's out of the ball game. The 2-2 pitch.
Wow.
Low and inside, ball 3.
Wow.
3-2 now to E.J. Davis. The payoff pitch from Vaughn. Outside, ball 4. And E.J. Davis leads the inning off with the walk. Third walk of the night issued by Adam Vaughn. 10th walk of the year for Davis. That'll bring up Reese Bell.
5, Reese Bell.
Reese Bell steps in, 0 for 1 of the night. He lined out to the left fielder for out number 3. In inning number 1, takes this pitch just high for ball 1. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 pitch. Bell holds off, takes it for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Bell. E.J. Davis leads off first. Harvey holds him on there. The 2-0 pitch. Low for ball 3.
That bat will probably sit on his shoulder for this pitch.
Landon Heil, the designated hitter, on deck for the Eagles. Reese Bell back in from the right side. The 3-0 pitch. And he takes ball 4. 2 walks in a row.
Well, and now Georgetown has to be more patient. At the plate, they got to be patient on the bases. You need base runners. And you just got to chip away at this.
6-run deficit. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now here comes Coach Laney Williams. He doesn't like what he's seen to start the bottom of the third inning from his senior pitcher. We'll take a quick timeout. We're in the bottom of the third. 7-1. Cedar Park leads it. The Eagles have 2 runners aboard with no outs here in the bottom of the third. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a second.
For Georgetown, your designated hitter, Landon Heil.
Now back in action, Adam Vaughn stays on the mound for the Timberwolves. Landon Heil steps in. The first pitch high for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Landon Heil. Was walked. Came around to score the only run for the Eagles in the ball game. The 1-0 pitch. Just high, ball 2. Now Vaughn steps off, back towards second base, takes his hat off, rubs his head. Looks back over towards Coach Williams. 2-0 the count to Landon Heil.
To be fair, both ways, I've seen worse pitches called strikes.
This one in there, 4 strike 1, 2-1 the count. Two balls and 1 strike. Outside, ball 3. 3-1 the count to Landon Heil. Both runners have reached by walks to open up the third inning for the Eagles.
Something going on with Vaughn's delivery, and he's struggling right now.
And that's another walk. Bases loaded on 3 balls, or 3 base on balls. And that's maybe all you wrote for Vaughn. But no one down in the Cedar Park bullpen.
Next up, number 3, Ty Klaus Geismore.
Klaus Geismore steps in. He's 1 for 1. Thought he laid down a sacrifice bunt, reached on an infield single. He beat the play to first base. Steps in here with no outs and bases loaded. The first pitch. A breaking pitch called. 4 strike 1. That one looked more up and in.
Oh, I don't know what happened. We just scored a run.
No pitch. Oh, it's called a balk. Okay, there we go. There was a balk called in the field. The umpire at home plate just held his arms up. So the balk scores a run, and the runners move up. Now runners at second and third. First pitch to Ty is a strike. Swung and miss on this one. So Davis scores on the balk. Second run of the ball game. Bell moves up to third, and Heil moves up to second. 0-1 count to Ty Klaus Geismore. The 0-1 pitch. Low and outside for strike 2. The zone has now expanded again. Here, Ty's got a battle. No outs. Runners on second and third. The 0-2 pitch. And Klaus Geismore sends it into right field. The right fielder on the run makes the catch over his shoulder, but in no hurry there, and that allows an easy run to score. Bell from third, and it allows the runner Heil to move up from second. Kind of odd there from Davis. He just took his nonchalant approach to that as he caught it over his shoulder, in no hurry to get it back in, really. So a run scores on the sac fly by Klaus Keismore.
5. Third baseman, Logan Smith.
Logan Smith steps in. He reached on an error by the pitcher, Vaughn. They appealed to second that Heil left early. That was to no avail. So F9 for the first out. The sac fly by Klaus Keismore scores Bell, the second run of the inning. Heil moves up to third. The first pitch to Logan Smith, swing and a miss. Strike one. 7-3 now the score. The Eagles have cut it to 4. Like you said, Kelly, just got to be patient and chip away. The Eagles have done that here in the bottom of the third. 2 runs across. Logan Smith, swing and a miss. Strike 2. Jacob Haddon on deck for the Eagles. 1 out, runner at third. Landon Heil. Vaughn comes set. The 0-2 pitch. In the turf, he gets away, and here comes Heil. There's going to be a play at the plate, and Heil slides in safely. And all 3 runners that walked have come around to be runs.
There you go.
And you know, you talk about that in the world of sports, and especially in the game of, baseball, softball, any competitive form of this game. A walk is a run,
right.
And it should be. And on this circumstance, the Eagles have put all 3 of those on the board, cutting the lead back to 3.
And that was a big pass ball.
Now Logan Smith sends this into center field. Pickens drops back about 4 or 5 steps and makes the catch. L8 in the book for out number 2. Nice contact there by Logan Smith. But 2 outs now here in the bottom of the third.
Center fielder started in when that left the bat, but he was able to adjust, move back.
Jacob Haddon now up for the Eagles. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game with a strikeout looking. Back in the second inning. Steps in here with 2 outs. And the base is empty. Vaughn's first pitch. And a swing and a miss. 0-1 the count to Haddon. And Petty on deck for the Eagles. But just what the Eagles needed here in the bottom of the third is to get some runs back, slow things down, get back in this ball game, and they've done that. Vaughn skips this one in for ball 1, 1-1.
And you've seen Vaughn struggle in this inning, and it's cost Cedar Park 3 runs in this inning. Georgetown's cut that lead in half. Now the pitching's going to have to come in next half inning and hold this Cedar Park team where they're at.
This one misses for ball 2, 2-1. To the right fielder, Jacob Haddon. Vaughn from the stretch, the 2-1 pitch. And Haddon takes that one for strike 2. 2-2 now the count. To the right fielder.
No struggle with the strike zone on that one.
That was a beautiful pitch there. The 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. Swing and a miss by Haddon. And the Eagles are down here in the third, but not before they get 3 runs on no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. 3 walks costly for the Timberwolves and Adam Vaughn there. We go to the top of the 4th. 7-4 your score. Cedar Park leads it over Georgetown. More Eagle baseball in just a moment on SHN. First pitch to Julian Swift is outside for a ball. Wade Denton still on the mound for the Eagles. Came on a relief there in the top of the third. Swift led it off in the third. Steps in here in the 4th. Ground ball out to short. Hellman builds it on a couple of hops. The throw across the bell in time for out number 1. 6-3 in the scorebook. And Julian Smith down for out number 1. That'll bring up Adam Vaughn, the pitcher. He's 0 for 0 in the ball game as he's been hit by a pitch 2 times. No official at bat so far.
See if he stays on that front line of that batter's box like he has the previous 2 times. Looked like he's going to dig in right up close. Not worried about getting hit.
Kind of scary thought there. Wade Denton throws harder. The first pitch to Vaughn. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Vaughn. Vaughn was hit on a 3-ball, no strike count in the first. Slaps this one down the right side. It's fair territory. Haddon gives chase. Chases it down in the corner. 4 out, number 2. F9 in the book. Good play there by Jacob Haddon.
Folks, we're sorry we had some issues with the original stream, and a lot of you have found the new stream now. We appreciate you joining us on YouTube. Check in on the chat and let us know where you're listening from.
Jackson Harvey, the first baseman, steps in. He'll take the first pitch for a ball. Harvey, 2 hits, a single and a double. 3 RBIs on the ball game. 2 for 2 on the night. The 1-0 pitch. Low and inside, ball 2.
You got 2 quick outs. You want to attack the strike zone right now. Try to get that 3rd out.
Murray Robinson, the designated hitter, on deck. 2-0 the count to Jackson. The 2-0 pitch. Outside corner, strike 1 to Jackson Harvey. Murray Robinson. 2 big lefties in a row. Harvey and Robinson for the Timberwolves. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. That was a big hack there by Jackson Harvey.
It was.
He was looking for pay dirt down the right field line. Now the flags have gone limp in center field. The camera's steady. It's almost scary. The 2-2 pitch. And Harvey slaps it foul to stay alive. 2-2 now. But you talk about more. Could there be a more perfect night for baseball now?
Oh, now. That wind died down once that sun set.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Inside. Ball 3. That's one thing I never understood, though. Some of the crowds at the plate getting upset on an inside high pitch.
Right.
You're right next to the outside of the plate. The full count pitch, and it's high. Denton walks him.
Next up, the designated hitter, number 16, Murray Robinson.
Not where you want to be at this point of the ball game is putting batters on for Cedar Park. Seem to do a job when they have runners on the bags. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. 1 runner on. First pitch to Murray Robinson outside for a ball. Robinson 1 for 2 in the ball game. An RBI single in the 3rd. Came around to score a run as well. The 1-0 pitch from Denton. Fouled off back to the screen. Evens out the count at 1-1.
You hear those little leaguers on the crowd, Mike, and all their wisdom.
1-1 to count. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. The 1-1 pitch. Inside strike.
Nice
Called there.
pitch. Nice pitch by Wade.
Got Robinson off balance. He was leaning in.
Yep.
Expecting something on the outside part of the plate. And didn't cut the inside part for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch. Way outside, ball 2. Evens up the count at 2-2.
Wade trying to throw that fastball a little too hard, trying to get that 3rd strike.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Robinson down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base after 3.5. 7-4 your score. Cedar Park leads it. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment. back here at Eagle Field. Let the band bring us back with a fight song. The Eagles having a fight in this ball game as they host the Cedar Park Timberwolves tonight. Find themselves down by 3, 7-4 here in the bottom of the fourth. Petty, Hellman, and Mazik do up here for the Eagles. Andon Petty, the center fielder, steps in. 0 for 1 in the ball game. Adam Vaughn from the windup. Ground ball, a high hopper over the pitcher's head. Petty down the line, the shortstop on the throw, and it was not going to be in time. But Petty will get back, so an infield single for Andon Petty. Julian Swift could have fielded that and made the perfect throw. Petty was still safe. So an infield single for Andon Petty.
And you see Petty's speed getting down that line, which forced the quick throw, overthrow. Under most circumstances, you're going to see him try to get to second, but they need the base runner. So it's a good job by Andon of just staying there at first, trying to keep chipping away at this Cedar Park lead.
So Petty leads off first base. Hellman steps in. First pitch, low and outside for ball 1. On the year, talked to Andon last night. He likes to run. 15 stolen bases. We'll see how he does here. Pickoff attempt. He dives back safely.
They have scouted.
Petty, 15 stolen bases, 1 caught stealing. And when we talked to him last night, he said, I just got a horrible jump. Sisson made a great throw. The 1-0 pitch to Hellman. Low and outside, ball 2. Hellman, 0 for 1 in the ball game. Struck out looking in the first. Reached on a base on balls in the second inning. Left stranded at first base. The 2-0 pitch. Swinging and slaps it foul into the back screen. Strike 1 now. 2-1 the count.
You've turned this into a more manageable deficit. You've got the tying run on deck. So the Eagle hitters have done a good job of battling back.
The 2-1 pitch. They're going to throw behind Petty. He takes off. The first baseman, Harvey, totally caught off guard, not paying attention.
Yeah.
And Andon Petty with a stolen base.
He thought he came back.
The unconventional stolen base.
He thought he came back to first base, and he was surprised to see Andon in a cream-colored uniform blur moving down towards second.
3-1 to Hellman. Outside, ball 4. And Hellman draws a walk in his second plate appearance in a row. That'll bring up Zachary Mazik for the Eagles. Mazik 1 for 2 on the night.
Zach has the opportunity here. He's your tying run. Move these runners over a little bit.
One for 2 on the night. And now Coach Williams is going to come out to visit with Adam Vaughn. We'll see what Cedar Park does here. We'll take a quick timeout. 2 runners aboard with no outs in the bottom of the fourth. 7-4 your score, Cedar Park by 3. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment on SHN. Coach Williams leaves Adam Vaughn on the mound. Hellman down at first, Andon Petty down at second. No outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Zachary Mazik, your catcher, up to bat with no outs for the Eagles. The first pitch from Vaughn is high for ball 1.
They're going to make him throw strikes.
E.J. Davis, Reese Bell, Landon Heil, the next 3 in the lineup for the Eagles. The 1-0 pitch. Called a strike on the inside. Not going to say the inside corner. That went over the white stripe of the left side, left batter's box. 1-1 to count to Mazik. The 1-1 pitch. Mazik slashed into left field, a base hit. He does his job. Andon Petty moves up to third base. Hellman up to second. Mazik aboard. Another hit for Mazik, and now an opportunity for E.J. Davis with bases loaded and no outs.
Andon had to make sure that Yeah, Becker didn't make that play. That's why he had to hold up.
Jacob Faltasek comes in to run. Courtesy runner for the catcher, Mazik. Now that'll bring up E.J. Davis, the second baseman for the Eagles. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Struck out in the first inning. Walked and scored a run in the third. Steps in here with no outs and bases loaded again for the second inning in a row, Kelly. The Eagles, 2 walks and a base hit. Have the bases loaded. Vaughn from the windup. The first pitch is slapped, and it's a line drive. Fielded by Harvey, and it's going to be a double play. Nice play by the big first baseman. Even caught himself off guard as he started to run up the baseline to chase Mazik. Realized he could turn around and touch the bag. Pull out your arrow and shoot it, big boy. You made a good play after you screwed the one up with Andon Petty. So a double play there on a tough shot by E.J. Davis. That gets past him. There's 2 runs with Hellman and Petty at third and second.
Yep.
But now 2 outs, and here comes Reese Bell for the Eagles. First pitch is high for a ball. Bell 0 for 1 on the night. He's walked and scored a run in the third.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
If he hangs that curve up a little bit lower.
Second pitch outside. 2-0 the count to Bell.
Reese could give that one a ride if he hangs that one again.
The 2-0 pitch. Off-speed pitch in there for strike one. Called strike. 2-1 the count to Bell. Reese Bell. An opportunity here for him to put the ball into the outfield. A base hit here will score 2. You have Andon Petty at third. Eli Hellman at second. The 2-1 pitch. Low and outside. Ball 3.
That was more towards the plate. Okay, I'm stopping.
3-1 to count to Reese Bell. Vaughn back in the stretch. The 3-1 pitch. And Bell sends it in left center field. Bam, baby, that's a base hit, and it's going to score 2. Bell rounds first. He's headed to second base. That's a 2-out, 2-run double for the big first baseman, Reese Bell, and it's 7-6. Cedar Park's lead cut to 1.
That's what you need. Just chip away at that lead. Keep the Cedar Park batters in check. It's a 1-run ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Eli Hellman in to score from second. Petty from third, and a 2-out, 2-run double by Reese Bell. Landon Heil steps in. He's officially not had an official at bat tonight. He's 2 walks, 2 runs scored. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1.
5 Georgetown runs ago, I was thinking how hungry I was and how long this game's taking. I'm not hungry anymore.
I'm doing well with my watered-down iced tea. The second pitch, the off-speed pitch, sailed super high for ball 2. 2-0 to Landon Heil. When Coach talks about Landon Heil won this DH job, tonight's a great picture of that. 2 base on balls, 2 runs scored. And now, just misses this one. Fouls it off. 2-1 to count.
I wonder how long Cedar Park – I don't know enough about Cedar Park to know what kind of depth they have in their pitching staff, but when you have given up 5 runs, there's nobody warming up in the bullpen right now. So if the coach is going to make a pitching change, it's probably going to come from somebody in the field. We'll see.
2-1 the count to Landon Heil. The 2-1 pitch. Off-speed pitch stays high. 3-1 now the count to your DH. But I just tell you what, Landon Heil has done a job here in the last few weeks to earn this DH position. Leininger was doing a good job. You had other players just taking shots at it, but Landon Heil settling in, and now he hits one out to grab the shortstop. Swift on a hop, fires over to first base.
Nice play. He gobbled that ball up, played it perfectly like you're supposed to in a hop like that.
6-3 on the putout for the third out of the inning, but not before the Eagles do some damage. 2 runs. Correct, yeah, 2 runs on 2 hits, make it 3 hits. No errors. 1 runner left on base. After 4 innings, it's gone to 7-6. Thinking about it, Kelly, we talked about this. We'll probably just keep it here. This is like you were talking about. This could be a great baseball game.
Oh, yeah.
And this really has turned into a great baseball game. Wade Denton back on the mound for the Eagles for his 3rd inning of work in relief. 7-1 at the end of 2. 7-1 at the end of 2.5. The Eagles have put up 3 runs and 2 runs in the last 2 innings. None bigger than those 2 with a 2-out double by Reese Bell, your first baseman, to get those 2 runs across.
And I'm just fascinated to know what's going to happen with the pitching situation with Cedar Park. I'm kind of surprised coach is stuck with the pitcher this long, because he has really struggled the last inning and 2/3. So it's going to be interesting to see when they come back out in the 5th who's throwing for him. Because like I said, there's nobody in the bullpen warming up. And it's going to be interesting to see. Kind of surprised he's stuck with him this long.
For Cedar Park, Pickens, Mullen, and Molinaro. 2 up for the Timberwolves here in the top of the 5th. 7-6 your score. 2 runs in the first, 5 in the third for the Timberwolves. 1 run in the second, 3 in the third, 2 in the fourth for the Eagles.
Wade did such a good job shutting down Cedar Park in that last inning. We'll see if he can keep it up.
The 7, 8, 9 hitters due up here. Pickens steps in. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. The first pitch.
Just a bit inside.
Misses for a ball.
Over the head of the batter.
It's funny, and you know the hit batmen are going to come. We're in high school in baseball, but to see a batter stare down a pitcher, it's just entertaining at this level. Foul ball off the mask of Zachary Mazik. He quickly gets back behind the plate. 1-1 the count. He'll go out there and shake it off, maybe talking to Wade Denton.
Yeah.
He runs out there, and it may have been just a miscommunication on the pitch there. But Mazik settles back behind home plate. Denton on the mound. Came in relief. Back in the top of the 3rd inning.
Could just be a tactical thing, because I think if the catcher gets hit like that, you get kind of a free couple of minutes that don't count as any kind of visit.
The 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss for Pickens. 4 strike 2. Pickens popped out to Hellman in the 2nd inning. Reached on the fielder's choice and came around to score in the 3rd. The 1-2 pitch. Slash foul down the first baseline. Just past the dugout. Pickens stays alive in the at-bat. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Quint Mullen and Houston Molinaro. 2 up for the Timberwolves here in the top of the 5th. The 1-2 pitch. And a ball hit into left field. Klaus Keismore closes in, lays out, makes the catch.
He was jealous of Andon Petty's catch, so he had to make one like that. What a great play.
And you see Eli Hellman pumped up. He turned around and pumped his fist. But what a play there by your senior left fielder, Ty Klaus Keismore. A big out there. That ball lands and gets past him. That's 2 or 3 bases for Pickens.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping he wasn't going to dive in case he missed it, but what a great play by Ty.
Quint Mullen steps in, 0 for 2 in the ball game. Takes the first pitch up and in for ball 1. Mullen struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. Grounded out to Hellman in the 3rd. The 1-0 pitch. Ground ball out to shortstop. Hellman backhands it on a hop. Fires across in time for out number 2. 6-3 in the book. What a textbook backhanded play there by your junior shortstop, Eli Hellman.
This looks more like the Georgetown team we've used to watching this year. Solid defense, making great plays, great throws. Exactly what they needed to do. Not panic when you're down 7-1. You're in this ball game.
Houston Molinaro steps in, 1 for 2 on the ball game. The first pitch from Denton. Fouled off back to the backstop for strike 1. Molinaro reached on an error by Bell in the 2nd inning. Singled, scored a run, had 2 RBIs in the 3rd. Steps in here with 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch from Denton. Swing and a miss. I think Denton got a little offended that he fouled off the first one, that he caught up to it. Denton a little bit more steam up behind that heater. And now 0-2 to count to the number 9 hitter, Molinaro. Denton set the 0-2 pitch. Just misses for ball 1, 1-2. A good spot to miss if you're going to miss with this umpire in that count. The 0-2 count, you might get the call, you might not, but not something that Molinaro can just drive for any kind of hit. The 1-2 pitch inside, just misses for strike, or ball 2. A strike on Mazik. I think just a little bit further inside. The 2-2 pitch, up and out. Now ball 3.
Batter's done a good job of battling back. Went down, what, 0-2, 0-2, I think?
0-2 count to Molinaro, and he's worked it back to a 3-2 count. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Denton set from the stretch. The payoff pitch. Ground ball up the middle. A high hopper off the turf. E.J. Davis on the run. Fields it. The throw. Scoop by Belt. He sells it. What a play by E.J. Davis. 4-3 for the last out of the inning. And the Timberwolves go quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors. No runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 7-6. The Eagles chase 1 here from the Timberwolves. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment on SHN. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Adam Vaughn still on the mound for the Timberwolves. Talking to the press box. It looks like he's thrown 91 pitches so far as we go into the bottom of the 5th here. Ty Klaus Keismore leads it off. First pitch, inside corner. 4-1. Ty, 1 for 1 on the night. A single, left-handed at third, but then a sac fly in the third. Takes this one. Nowhere close for ball 1. 1-1 to count. The senior left fielder just made a beautiful catch in the top half of the inning. Steps in here to lead things off in the bottom half. The 1-1 pitch. High and inside. Almost hit him. 2-1 to count.
Boy, with that pitch count, make him throw 2 strikes. Unless he just offers up something like an ephus.
3-1. That one just low.
If you don't know what an ephus is, go to YouTube and search ephus pitch. There you go.
And a walk drawn here by Ty Klaus Keismore to lead things off. And this is going to be it as Lonnie Williams comes out to visit with Adam Vaughn. This will be his 3rd official visit to the mound with the same pitcher on the mound. And so I think Adam Vaughn has to come out here if I'm right, Kelly, as I thought.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he's got to come out. And he is.
Looks like the third baseman, Becker, will come into pitch as he comes off the field. Teammates out to greet Vaughn as he comes off the mound. Number 1. Looks like he's coming into pitch. Maybe it's the right fielder, Cade Davis.
Sophomore.
So it looks like the third baseman, Becker, comes out of the ball game. Vaughn will go to third base. So we'll have to see who goes to right field now as Cade Davis is in the pitch. Davis was the right fielder. Now, okay, there it is. All right, so just some position changes. It looks like Becker will go to the outfield and play right field. Cade Davis comes into the mound, and Adam Vaughn moves to third base. So just some position changes for the Timberwolves. Kelly, did you say Davis is a sophomore?
Yes.
Sophomore lefty comes into pitch now here with 1 runner aboard. So a defensive change there. You see Molinaro pick and stay put, left field and center field. Becker moves to right field for the Timberwolves. Adam Vaughn leaves the mound and goes to third base. Swift at short, Mullen at second, Harvey stays at first. Cade Davis, the right fielder, now comes in to pitch for the Timberwolves. And Wohl still behind the plate for the Wolves as well.
Number 5, Logan Smith.
So Logan Smith up to bat for the Eagles here with no outs and a runner down at first.
Just amazing graphics.
Don't know where we hired that guy
I don't
from.
know.
Need to keep him on the payroll. Logan Smith 1 for 2 in the ball game.
What an idiot.
Singled and lined out. Steps in here with no outs and a runner down at first. So Cade Davis takes over, the second batter of the bottom of the 5th inning. Turn around, Logan Smith will bunt out in front of the mound. Davis upfields his only play to first, and it makes the play. The sack bunt by Logan Smith moves the runner up to second base. So Ty Klaus Keismore moves up to second. A great job of small ball again here.
Well, and now you can get a little more aggressive on the base paths because you only have 1 run deficit to overcome. And, you know, we saw him being a little more careful on the base pass a little bit earlier, but now you force the brand-new pitcher to come off the mound and make a play. Worst case scenario, you move the runner over.
A pinch hitter here in the bottom of the 5th, Riley Leininger on to pinch hit in place of Jacob Haddon. I would think defensively, Haddon will probably go back to right field, but Leininger, the sophomore, steps in from the left side to face Cade Davis. The first pitch, Leininger slaps it back into the backstop for strike 1.
Riley's just a sophomore, so it's a battle of the sophomores, but he's batting .442. He's got an OPS of 1.291, so very effective.
Leininger was in that battle with Heil
Right.
for the DH spot, but you love it from the sophomore, getting plenty of quality at bats this year, and opportunities like this, as he'll be one of the leaders here in the next 2 years.
And his on-base percentage is .618. That's what you want. You want him to get on base now.
No balls, 1 strike to the pinch hitter, Leininger. The second pitch, low and inside. A lot different look from Cade Davis, the lefty here. Not nearly as hard throwing as Adam Vaughn. 1-1 to count to Leininger. Davis comes set from the stretch. The lefty delivers the 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Andon Petty on deck. Petty 1 for 2 in the ball game. A stolen base, scored a run. Leininger back in from the left side. The 2-1 pitch. Outside corner, called strike 2. 2-2 now the count to the pinch hitter, Riley Leininger. One out here in the bottom of the 5th. The 2-2 pitch outside, ball 3. 3-2 now the count. Ty Klaus Keismore down at second base. Led off with a walk. Advanced on the sacrifice bunt by Logan Smith. The 3-2 pitch, nope, it's a balk. Another balk called as Cade Davis stepped off. And now Klaus Keismore 90 feet away.
Boy, that 90 feet changes things dramatically. Pass ball could score a run, a bunt could score a run. Base hit definitely scores the run.
The payoff pitch. Leininger fouls it off to the backstop. Stays alive now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Eli helps it named Petty.
They're clowning down there.
Foul ball.
Just relaxed.
And you love that.
Yes.
Not 10 stopped when it was 7-1. Full pitch. Oh, base hit. Leininger's going to get all the way to the wall. Leininger around first base. He's headed to second. Becker up with it. Leininger's going to stand in with an RBI double, and what a job by the sophomore pinch hitter. He gets a 3-2 pitch and puts it into right center field for the RBI double, and we're tied up 7-7.
Woo.
What a job here by these Eagles.
I'm trying real hard not to scream over you, Wally. So please forgive if I do. But wow, what a ball game this has become, and you just cannot count these kids out.
So now Jacob Haddon, the sub re-entry, as the pinch hitter Leininger puts the ball into right center field for an RBI double. Now Haddon back into run for Leininger. So Haddon back out at second base now. An RBI double when you're pinch hit as a sophomore in a ball game like this is just phenomenal. Riley Leininger doing a job here tonight in his pinch hit. Andon Petty steps in. He puts down a bunt attempt, but he sends it high off of the back. Stop for strike one. Petty ready to use that speed, especially with the lefty coming off the mound the way he did and falls off the mound. Petty looking as Adam Vaughn playing pretty deep down third base. One out here in the bottom of the fifth. This pitch outside.
Well, and the lefty's going to have a tendency to fall away from the first baseline, so you may want to send that bunt down the first baseline and force the first baseman to make just a tremendous play to get you.
1-1 to count to Andon Petty. The pitch, and Petty fouls it off back to the screen for strike two. 1-2 the count now. Petty 1 for 2 in the ball game. Flew out to center field in the second inning. Singled, stole second base, came around to score a run in the fourth. Steps in here. 1 run on the board, has a runner down at second with 1 out. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the center fielder. The pitch, outside, ball 2. Evens up the count now at 2-2. But you love that. You're talking about they're cutting up and clowning around down there. They stayed relaxed this entire time.
Oh, yeah.
7-1, and now 7-7, and the team still continues to get in that flow. The 2-2 pitch to Petty. He's going to say he went around, so he's going to be down on strikes. Unable to check the swing. And so 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. First strikeout of the ball game for Cade Davis, and that brings up Eli Hellman. Hellman 0 for 1 of the ball game. He's walked twice. Coming around to score a run. So Hellman steps in here. Jacob Haddon down at second base. Back in the ball game. Riley Leininger pinch hit for him. Double to right center field. An RBI double. Hellman fouls this one off back to the backstop for strike one. 0-1 the count to Eli Hellman.
Our YouTube delay replay, that wasn't much of a cut.
Yeah.
But
Called strike 3. No balls and 1 strike to Hellman with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. The 0-1 pitch, way outside. 1-1. I love that. I don't know if you saw that, Dave, Kelly. I missed Doppler, Dave. I'm sorry. Haddon on that pitch saw how wide it was, and as it went outside was already moving off in case it got away. The attentiveness by Jacob Haddon, the base runner down there, I just love to see that as Hellman swings and misses at the pitch. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes, but he's locked in there. These players paying attention, locked in wherever they are.
Both teams well coached, and you like seeing that at this age level.
The 1-2 pitch to Hellman, and he fouls it off, stay alive in the at-bat. Almost thought another balk was going to be called as Cade Davis really didn't come set very long there. And that field umpire is staring right at the pitcher. 2 balks have been called tonight. The 1-2 pitch to Hellman. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch.
Nice
and down
pitch.
for strike 3, but not before the Eagles do more damage. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. After 5 innings, we're all square. 7-7 your score. More Eagle baseball on SHN in just a moment.
line up for Cedar Park, number
Defensively
1,
for the Eagles,
Davis.
everything stays the same as Haddon comes back in after the pinch hit
Except Silva's not on the mound.
by
I didn't change
Leininger.
it. Those graphics are stupid.
Center field camera looks to froze out there. We'll have to check on it. First pitch from Denton here is inside for a ball. The 1, 2, and 3 hitters due up for the Timberwolves. Davis, Becker, and Shift. Davis 2 for 3 on the night. This one up and away for ball 2. 2-0 the count now to the leadoff hitter, Cade Davis. Wade Denton on for his 4th inning of work. The 2-0 pitch. Just high, ball 3. Not many times you'll see Davis behind in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Our center field camera having some connectivity issues. The 3-0 pitch. Called strike 1. Davis turns around like he's going to walk. 3-1. Now the count to Davis. Denton comes set from the stretch. The 3-1 pitch. Fouled off back to the screen for strike 2, and now a full count to Davis. Becker, Swift, the 2 and 3 hole hitters due up for the Timberwolves. Here in the top half of the 6th inning. Denton comes set, the payoff pitch. Fouled off down the third baseline, out of play. Davis stays alive.
Denton doing a nice job of fighting back. Going down 3-0 to start, getting behind the batter, but
Payoff pitch, and he walked him. Just up and out.
Next up, number 5, Ethan Becker.
Second walk issued by Denton tonight. Only his 4th walk issued on the year. That'll bring up Ethan Becker. He's 1 for 3. Now a courtesy runner in for the Timberwolves, for the pitcher Davis. See who that is here in a minute. Pickoff attempt. He dives back safely. Does the courtesy runner at first base. Becker takes his time out. Now back in the box and set. The first pitch to Becker. Squares around the bunt. Throw down behind the courtesy runner. And he dives back in safely. Nice play there. Ball 1 to Becker. He squared the bunt but pulled the bat back.
a nice job of Bell because he made it closer than it could have been. He caught it outside the foul line and spun real quick and put that tag down.
1-0 the count to Becker. Turns around the bunt, takes it. Now a throw back down. Dillman, the courtesy runner still. Ran for Vaughn earlier, running for the pitcher, Cade Davis now. Some argument coming out of the third base dugout saying he's out of the box on that bunt attempt. Pulls it back. It's 2-0 now to Becker. Didn't come set. Pickoff attempt. Dillman dives back in safely.
Working hard to keep that go-ahead run close to the bag.
No outs here in the top of the sixth. Leadoff batter walked. Courtesy runner on. Pickoff attempt. Skipped in there. Bell did a good job of scooping
close.
that one. Applies the tag, but Dillman called safe as he dove back in. Dillman, the junior outfielder, doing the courtesy running tonight for the pitcher's position. Running for Cade Davis here in the top of the sixth. The 2-0 pitch to Becker. Outside corner. And you hear the Cedar Park fans finally get a taste of what that umpire's been calling a lot of the night. 2-1 to count. To Ethan Becker. Squares around again. And he attempted at it with the bunt and missed. So now the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. No outs. Dillman leads off first. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball. Hellman fields it at shortstop. His only play to first. 6-3 on the putout, but Dillman moves up to second there. So 1 out, a runner at second base.
Number 24.
Someone in the stands is very upset with the umpire. It was said it was a really bad call.
You know, as an umpire, you're going to get worn out, but this guy is
I'm sure he's gotten 3 or 4 earfuls tonight.
he's getting smoked.
Julian Swift steps in, 0 for 2 on the night. Walked back in the third, came around to score a run. First pitch to him. It's low in the turf, good block by Mazick. Ball 1 to Swift. Swift is flown out to center field, grounded out to Hellman at short. Steps in here with 1 out in the top half of the 6th inning. 7-7 your score. Dillman, the courtesy runner, down at second base. Denton set the 1-0 pitch. The breaking pitch, inside corner, strike 1. 1-1 the count now to Julian Swift. The shortstop for the Timberwolves. Back in the box, Denton comes set from the stretch. A look back at second. The 1-1 pitch. And a ball sent into left center field. Ty Klaus Keismore steps over, fields it on a hop, gets it in quickly. And that'll keep the runner from scoring as Dillman has to stop at third. Good job by Klaus Keismore to not lay out there, to field that one on the hop and get it back in. But now runners on the corners for Adam Vaughn.
And that's usually one that'll score a run, but he did a good job of coming in and cutting it off and getting a throw in real quick.
So Dillman up to third.
Next
Swift
up,
down
number
at second.
25, Adam Vaughn.
8th hit of the ball game for the Timberwolves. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Adam Vaughn, 0 for 1 in the ball game, has been hit by a pitch 2 times. First pitch here from Denton, a ground ball past the diving Logan Smith into left field, and the Timberwolves take an 8-7 lead on the RBI single by Adam Vaughn. Now runners at first and second with 1 out.
Starting to get to Wade a little bit. Put the ball in play. He shut him down. Had 2 previous scoreless innings. Now Cedar Park's back in the lead by being patient at the plate.
Now your back-to-back combo of 2 big left-handed hitters. Jackson Harvey steps in here, the first baseman. 2 for 2 on the night. 3 RBIs. Reached on a base on balls back in the 4th inning. Steps in here with runners on first and second and 1 out. The first pitch, swing and a miss. Harvey does not cheat himself on the big cuts. Took a big swing there.
Big swing.
0-1 to count to Harvey. Swift off second. Vaughn off first. The 0-1 pitch. Outside for ball 1. 1-1 to count. Swift doubled. Played at 2 RBIs in the first inning. Singled and scored an RBI in the third. Walked in the 4th and got left stranded there. 2 for 2 in the ball game. Fouls this one off. 1-2 now the count. It's the big first baseman, Jackson Harvey. Murray Robinson, the designated hitter, on deck.
It's nice having this roof because not many balls, foul balls that are fouled back, get out of here. So you can park relatively close.
It is nice, unlike Round Rock High School.
Correct.
There we go. Manager Jared Frimmel getting the crowd pumped as he brings the supply of baseballs into the home plate umpire. Crowd still a good one here tonight for this Friday night baseball game, a barn burner between the Cedar Park Timberwolves and the Eagles. 8-7. Strike 3 swinging as Harvey trying to make it an 11-7 ball game on those big hacks. He goes down. Finally an out recorded at the hands of Harvey for the first time in the ball game. And that's a big second out here in the top of the 6th inning. That brings up the designated hitter, Murray Robinson.
Designated hitter,
He's
number 16, Murray Robinson.
Robinson, 1 for 3 in the ball game. A single, an RBI single, scored a run, struck out and grounded out to E.J. Davis at second base. Steps in here with 2 outs and runners on first and second. The first pitch in the turf. Good block there by the catcher, Mazik. Ball 1.
Nice job of Zach keeping that in front of him, not letting the runners move up. Not too distraught about giving up the 1 run, but you don't want to give up any more than that. So if Wade can get out of this inning, that's huge.
1 ball, no strikes to Robinson. The lefty steps back in. Denton set. The 1-0 pitch. Low and inside for ball 2. Expect that you'll see either Ty Klaus Keismore or Jacob Haddon. Someone else, maybe Scott Beam. In the top half of the 7th for the Eagles on the mound. 2-0 to Robinson. Swing and a miss. Try to check his swing. Takes the strike. 2-1 the count now. Change up something totally different. But I tell you what, maybe a good position to be in here. You've given up the 1 run. If you get Robinson out here in the top of the 7th, Cedar Park has the 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up. A good position to be in when you're trying to scratch a run in the last 2 innings. The 2-1 pitch. Outside, ball 3. 3-1 the count.
Our buddy Jared Frimmel came out and got the crowd fired up by doing the chicken dance, and it reminded me of how hungry I am. I'm back to hungry. The excitement of this game has not outweighed that.
The 3-1 pitch. Flare down the third base line. Logan Smith catches it on the line for out number 3. P5 in the book for out number 3. And the Timberwolves are down here in the top of the 6th, but not before they get 1 run on 2 hits. No errors and 2 runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 8-7. Cedar Park leads it by 1. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment on SHN. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up. Zachary Mazik leads it off. Takes the first pitch low and outside for ball 1. Cade Davis still on the mound for the Timberwolves. The 1-0 pitch. Low and outside, ball 2. I think I would do everything I could to pitch around this guy as well. He's 2 for 3 in the night. 2 balls, no strikes here in the bottom of the 6th. The Eagles, Mazik, Davis, and Bell due up. Mazik in. The 2-0 pitch from Davis. Swing and a miss. Big cut there by Mazik.
Hope he didn't hurt himself.
He was going to rip that one.
Contorted, I think is the word.
The lefty back in the box. The lefty Davis on the mound. The 2-1 pitch. Way outside, ball 3. The only comforting thing about a pitch like that is you know he will not call that a strike.
Correct.
3-1. Now the count to Zachary Mazik.
Well,
the 3-1 pitch. Outside, and they walk him. Not on.
Nope.
Oh, my goodness. I think I'm going to send a link of this game to Tasso to watch because that is horrible. That ball was in the right-handed batter's box.
You're going to get us kicked out.
3-2. Now the count to Mazik. The payoff pitch from Davis. That was ball 4, and it got past the catcher, Wohl. Mazik reaches on the base on balls. The courtesy runner, Jacob Faltasek. First walk issued by Cade Davis. And now steps in E.J. Davis. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. He walked, scored a run. He was scored on a balk. The first pitch, he'll turn around, squares the bunt, and misses that. 4 strike 1.
Now you want to move that runner over, so that was a genuine bunt attempt.
0-1 to count. Now Vaughn playing 3 steps in on the grass at the third baseline. E.J. Davis, the pitch, fouled off into the glove of Wool for strike 2. 0-2 the count. Now to E.J. Davis. Struck out looking in the first, lined out to the first baseman. A tough double play turned there by Harvey in the fourth. The 0-2 pitch. Davis pops it up on the infield. A high fly ball to right down into second base. Mullen ranges over, drops it. He can't field it, but on a hop, he's going to throw it over to second base to force out the runner fault to sec. Nothing you could do there.
Yeah.
So, technically, it's not an error. Misplayed the fly ball, so a fielder's choice for E.J. Davis.
Yeah, and it's not a situation where you can call it, where the umpire can call the infield fly. You only got one runner on the bag, so.
Reese Bell steps in for the Eagles. He's 1 for 2 on the night. A big 2 RBI double. Throw down to second. Gets into center field. That's going to be a throwing error on the catcher, Wool, and that allows the runner to get all the way to third base. E.J. Davis still second base. An error allows him to get to third. An error by Wool, the catcher.
And that's a big error. Because now you get the tying run at third with 1 out. Long fly ball could score him.
Not sure what the pitch was called there. They have no count on the board. Bell in, takes a cut. Strike 1 on Bell. 0-2 the count. So you want to see Bell put this one into play with the runner down at third, the tying run. The 0-2 pitch. Bell fooled on the off-speed pitch, and he's down on strikes. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. 4 out number 2, and that's a big one there. We would have loved to have seen him lay down a bunt or
Next up, number 6, Landon Heil.
try to get that run in. Now 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Landon Heil steps in.
Landon just needs to put something in play.
First pitch, taking for strike 1. Second strikeout in the ballgame for Cade Davis. Landon Heil, 0-1. The count, 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch outside. 1-1 now. With 2 outs, though, you got to have a base hit here by Landon Heil. A 1-1 pitch outside, ball 2.
Man, I'm nervous every time that pitch is out there.
I think as is everyone else in the stands. The 2-1 count. Cade Davis set from the stretch. The 2-1 pitch. Heil takes it high for ball 3. Heil, the DH, 0 for 1 in the ballgame. He's walked twice, scored 2 runs. Grounded out to Swift, the shortstop. Back at inning number 4. Steps in here with 2 outs in the tying run down at third. Takes this one on the inside corner. 4 strike 2. Now a full count to the DH, Landon Heil. E.J. Davis down at third. Davis set on the mound. The payoff pitch. And Heil fouls it off. Sends it sky high, but it bends back and lands on top of the roof.
Wham.
So Heil stays alive in the at-bat. If he gets on or keeps the inning alive, Ty Klaus Keismore on deck for the Eagles. The payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. Landon Heil draws his 3rd walk of the ball game. That on-base percentage for the DH, Landon Heil, just keeps going up.
It does.
3 out of 4 plate appearances are walks tonight.
Right.
And then the other one, he put it into play. It was a ground out on a good play by Swift to record the out at first base. But now Ty Klaus Keismore steps in. He's 1 for 1 on the night. Off and running is Heil, but Klaus Keismore fouls it off. Back over the grandstand for strike 1. Ty singled in the second, was left stranded at third. Hit a sacrifice fly in the third to score a run. And then walked and scored a run in the fifth. Steps in here with 2 outs. The bottom of the 6th. Runners on the corners. Takes the pitch on the inside corner. Strike 2. Now Ty down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Landon Heil leads off first. E.J. Davis leads off third. The tying run just 90 feet away. And now Cade Davis turns and throws as Heil tries to get in a rundown. And now here goes the runner from third, and Harvey doesn't react in time. And now E.J. Davis scores. Landon Heil around second. He's safe at third. What a job there. And I tell you what, you can call it kitty ball, ugly ball, call it baseball, because the Eagles just tied it up. The first baseman, that's going to be an error on him on the throw home. If he makes a good throw, it's going to be a bang-bang play. It is not a good throw, and E.J. Davis scores, and that allows Heil to get all the way around to third base. So now we're tied at 8-8. The 0-2 pitch, and Ty Klaus Keismore battles.
That's Ty wanting to take the lead in this ball game.
What a job there. But that run, I scored at E3. I don't know if we have it up on the. Yep, they gave them another error. That's a balk by Cade Davis. He's not coming set long enough. I talked about that, Kelly. And the go-ahead run scores on a balk by Cade Davis. And the umpire, that's the third balk of the night.
Well, and the Cedar Park coach is staying in the dugout, so he's seeing it too. Wow, that's a big balk. Woo!
The go-ahead run scores on a balk. No balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, Lanny Williams, the coach for Cedar Park, not moving out of the dugout. There, and what do you argue? We talked about. I said that last inning. Yeah. I'm surprised Davis is not coming set very long.
You've got to come set for 1 second.
And now an 0-2 pitch to Klaus Keismore, and the Eagles have the lead. This pitch outside, low, ball 1, 1-2 the count to Ty.
See if that rattles him.
But that was one I thought in the very next play. Cade comes set very well. Look back at second base. This time he did not, and the ball called, and the Eagles take their first lead. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on Klaus Keismore, but not before the Eagles come all the way back and take the lead 9-8 over the Timberwolves. 2 runs on no hits, 1 error, and no runners left on base. We go to the top of the 7th. 9-8. The Eagles lead it. Back with the last inning. Eagle baseball continues on SHN.
Wade.
We go to the top of the 7th inning. The Eagles take their first lead of the ball game in the bottom of the 6th inning. 9-8 on a balk called by Cade Davis. The go-ahead run comes in to score Landon Heil. And we go to the top of the 7th. Wade Denton in for his 5th inning of work. And what a job he's done on the mound, Kelly.
Only given up 1 run since he's come in, or 2 runs since he's come in, right? He came in the 3rd?
Came in the 3rd.
Gave up 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 6th.
First pitch from Pickens popped up on the infield. Logan Smith calls Denton off, and he'll field it in the middle of the infield. What a play by your senior third baseman, Logan Smith. And 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 7th. That'll bring up Quint Mullen, the second baseman for the Timberwolves. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game. Denton from the stretch. The first pitch to Mullen. is a ground ball. One hopper out to E.J. Davis. Couple of hops, a fire over to Reese Bell, and 2 pitches, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 7th, 4-3 in the book. 4 out number 2, and that brings up the number 9 hitter, Houston Molinaro.
Next up, number 22.
Cedar Park down to their last out. Trying to tie this game.
1 for 3 in the ball game is Molinaro, Molinaro, yes, the left fielder. Steps in here from the left side. Reached on an error, had a single, an RBI single, and grounded out to the second baseman. First pitch swing, and he pops it up. Helmet drifts back into the outfield. He's going to be called off, and Ty Klaus Kazmore makes the catch. 3 pitches, 3 outs, and it's a ball game, folks. What a job by your Georgetown Eagles.
Golly.
Kelly, get out of here and go talk to Coach Vieira.
Absolutely.
What a ball game by the Eagles, down 7-1 going into the bottom of the 3rd, and the Eagles come back and get the win.
Unbelievable.
9-8.
Wow, what a game.
We're going to take a timeout. Kelly's going to head to the field and try to get Coach Vieira on the field, Mike. We'll talk to him quickly because tomorrow night it's Glenn, or tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock. We'll be back here for Glenn High School coming in for another district game. A quick timeout. We'll be back with Coach Vieira here in a minute on SHN. Oh, my goodness, folks. What a ball game here at Eagle Field tonight. Your Georgetown Eagles come back from 6 down to win the ball game 9-8 over the Cedar Park Timberwolves. They hand them their 2nd loss of the year. So in district play, Cedar Park drops to 5-2. Georgetown improves to 5-2 in district play. And what a ball game. Kelly's headed down to the field to try to get a hold of Coach Vieira and hopefully maybe a visit with number 20, Riley Leininger, as he came in and pinch hit double. That was just crucial. The RBI double by Leininger in the 5th inning. And that was just crazy to witness a sophomore come in and make a great play like that. But I tell you what, this team settled down as we went into the bottom of the 3rd. Kelly even talked about it. No rush here. Settle in, be more patient, and make your at-bats count. We've got to make some runs up. And, boy, the Eagles did. They answer with 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd. They cut the lead down to 7-4. Then they had 2 runs in the 4th, made it 7-6. And then they tied it up 7-7 in the bottom of the 5th inning. And then Cedar Park put a run up in the top of the 6th, but the Eagles answer with 2 in the bottom of the 6th. And that's where they come on to win it. Wade Denton comes on in the last inning and puts 3 up and 3 down on 3 total pitches. What a job by Wade Denton as he comes in relief. Silva got hit early and by the Timberwolves, but I tell you what, Denton did a great job, and that's how this pitching staff continues to just amaze the depth of it. You only use 2 pitchers tonight, which is key as you head into tomorrow's game against the Glen Grizzlies. We'll go live down to Kelly.
Wally, thanks. We're here with Coach Vieira, who's I think a couple of years taken off the life there, a little cardiac issues. Coach, talk about this comeback.
Man, so we talked about it last night, and then as a club, and said, what are 3 words that you're going to classify yourself as? If somebody asks you, how is our club going to be characterized, what are 3 words you're going to characterize? And these dudes, without hesitating, said that they're just going to be gritty, they're going to be scrappy, and that they're detail-oriented. So when down 7-1, pulled them in the dugout and said, you characterize yourself as gritty and scrappy. If you're gritty and scrappy, then you claw your way back into this thing. And they proceed to go 3-2-1-1-1 and win this thing.
When the score got to 7-4,
Yep.
I looked over. There was a foul ball came back, and I forgot who it was. One of the guys caught it off the net. Somebody was right behind him, just clowning, having a good time still. No pressure, just getting back in this ball game.
Yep.
What was the real turning point?
I mean, the turning point has to be whenever we start getting leadoff runners on again, and then we get the big hit, and we score the 3, and then we go and put up the 0 following that. That's got to be where the turning point happens. In order to have a comeback like this, you just got to get a runner on first base, get the next guy up, and then ultimately be able to stack those together, put up a crooked number, and then put up a 0 right behind it. On defense, hats off to Wade Denton. Didn't have his best stuff by any stretch tonight, and just flat out competed his tail off. And then you go to the young buck of Riley Leininger. He comes up down his last strike and smokes the ball in the right center field, gets a big knock for us, and just a gutsy, gritty win for these dudes.
Yeah, I was looking around. We were wanting to talk to Riley a little bit, but I think I lost him. You're halfway through district now.
Yeah.
Big win tonight. Going forward, this has to help.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is a big momentum play. You know, you come in with the team's 5-1, and you're sitting 4-2, trailing, tied for second place with 3 other teams, and winning this one before you turn back over and start the second half of district's always big.
Coach, great job, great
Thank
win.
you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
And Wally, I'm going to see if I can get Riley. So keep him busy.
Kelly visiting with Coach Vieira there, and I tell you what, you can't describe this team other than gritty and scrappy. And boy, what a job they did tonight as they just kept fighting. They never gave up, and so just fun to watch as this team responded down 7-1 and just battled their way back time after time. And like Coach said, and Kelly and I talked about that. You see them just lighthearted, the foul ball, and talking to each other. But what a job to just keep fighting. This Eagle team, boy, scrappy and gritty, no joke. But Wade Denton, what a way to come in to close that out in the 7th inning. Didn't have his best stuff, but, man, 3 pitches and 3 outs in the 7th inning is a way to close it out. And so now Kelly, it looks like he's found our man Riley Leininger, and we'll go back down to the field.
We're here with number 20, the super sophomore tonight, Riley Leininger. Riley, congratulations on the win, man. Great win. Talk about that double. What'd Coach tell you whenever he sent you to the plate?
He just told me that Logan was going to get sacked down, move him over. And I didn't think he was going to get him all the way to third, but that helped me out. And he just told me wait on it, sit on it, and blast it the other way. But, I pulled it.
So you come in, you're the only sophomore on the team, right? And you got to step up in one of the biggest games of the season. One of the biggest games of the season to this point as a sophomore. Really, I guess the first time you faced this role this season. Talk about how it felt, man, standing there on second after that hit. I saw you celebrating.
Yes, sir. Just can't really have anything going through your mind at that moment. But after, it's always good to celebrate. Just got to focus on what's going on right now.
Well, congratulations, young man.
you,
Great
sir.
hit. Great win for our Eagles tonight. Thanks
Thank
for
you, sir.
talking with us. You
Yes,
got any
sir.
shout-outs?
No, sir. Just Dad, Mom.
All right.
Love
Great
that.
ball game, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Back to you, Wally.
That is Riley Leininger. Tell you what a position to be in as a sophomore on this team. Steps in as a pinch hitter in the 5th inning, I believe it was, for Haddon in the bottom of the 5th inning, and comes in on a 3-2 count and doubles to right center field for an RBI double, and just an awesome job by another player coming in and doing his job in the role in which he was called to be in. And so that contributed, and then you go to the last inning. Balks were called tonight. 3 of them were recorded, all on Cedar Park, but none more important than the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 6th inning Landon Heil had gotten into that rundown between first and second to try to score EJ from third base. An error by the first baseman, Harvey, as he tried to throw home, and he threw it wild away from the catcher, Wohl, and that allowed EJ to score. But more importantly, that let Landon Heil get all the way around to third base, and then the balk called on Cade Davis, which plated the eventual winning run, but the go-ahead run there in the bottom of the sixth. A quick timeout. We'll come back and sign it off. We got to be back for baseball here in the morning. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN Sports. Can't help but jam to the Wonga Boom right now. I tell you what a ball game, Kelly. 9-8, the Georgetown Eagles win it in 7 innings over the Cedar Park Timberwolves. But so many things to highlight.
Oh, man.
The first time the Eagles took a lead in the bottom of the 6th inning on a balk that scored the eventual game-winning run. Landon Heil from third base. The third balk of the night called on the Cedar Park Timberwolf pitching staff. They never led until that bottom of the 6th inning. Wade Denton, coach even talked about it, didn't have his best stuff, came in 3 pitches, 3 outs in the top of the 7th inning to get out of the ball game. Your sophomore DH pinch hitter comes in. Hey, you haven't been in the game all game. It's bottom of the 5th. We're down a run, a couple of runs here. Go ahead and step up there. And then Riley Leininger takes a 3-2 pitch and puts it into right center field for an RBI double. You got to talk to him there, and it's just fun. You can just see he's having fun in life. But, Kelly, so many little things to compile for a big win.
Yeah, I mean, it's tremendous. And Wally, I was kind of struck whenever I was trying to get through the crowd traffic to get down and go talk to Coach. I was behind a bunch of Cedar Park people, and one of the men that was in the crowd, he was going, "You're down 7-1." He goes, "It's freaking Georgetown. You can't relax. You can't relax." Yeah. And it wasn't the umpires. It wasn't this, that, and the other. He goes, "It's Georgetown. You can't relax." And that, I think that speaks to what Coach Vieira has built on since he's taken over as the head coach, the history of this program. Georgetown's a tough out regardless. But they're a talented veteran team with a deep pitching staff, and you cannot relax. And it's so much fun seeing the smiles. Every one of those kids – knuckle bumping me when I'm going through there.
I was sitting here actually wondering if you were going to make it back up here. I saw that. I was like, man, I may not see Kelly again tonight.
Yeah.
But, you talk about it. Now, what kind of position does this put Georgetown in tomorrow?
Well,
you have Glenn coming in to start round 2 of district play on a Saturday, a Friday-Saturday turnaround. Yep. You only burnt 2 of your pitchers in a game against the number 1 team in district. You set yourself up.
And you've also learned a valuable lesson earlier in the season. You beat Rouse in a big game, and then you go against Liberty Hill and lose. So Coach Vieira has something to point to and say, hey, don't relax. We go back out tomorrow. We play Georgetown Eagle baseball. We represent that G, and we're tied for the lead in the district.
What do you and you think about the options on the mound? I just keep thinking about tomorrow. This is a lot of pressure on a high school team. Against Rouse, you played on Tuesday, and you played Liberty Hill on Friday.
All right.
You played the number 1 team by record, Cedar Park tonight. A great baseball team. A surprisingly 13-6-1 baseball team.
Right.
But they're 5-2 in a tough district. You play them tonight, and you turn around and play another district game in less than 15 hours.
Yeah.
You have Jacob Haddon on full rest. You have Logan Smith on full rest. You have Ty Klaus-Keismore on full rest.
Yeah.
You have Scott Beam on full rest. You have Rapolo on full rest. All of your pitching repertoire outside of Silva and Denton are fully available tomorrow. Yeah. That's huge to get through a game, especially with this kind of score in 7 innings with only 2 pitchers.
Right. And then tomorrow, your starting pitcher tomorrow comes to the mound remembering what happened tonight. And if he struggles, you don't stay with him long. You give him a couple of innings, try to get on track. But if he comes in and he's just throwing gas, you might get 5-6 innings out of him, which extends your bullpen even longer for now the second half of the district season.
I'm trying to look on Texas high school baseball and
Yeah, I'm
see
kind of curious about the scores
if
tonight.
any other scores had posted while we're still here. Let's pull it up and look. To District 5A, Region 4.
It's funny, while you're looking that up, coming up the stands, there's people going, oh, we're going home watch YouTube right now. So
Leander lost to Liberty Hill, so Liberty Hill moves to 5-2 overall in district. Liberty Hill beats the Glen Grizzlies, so Glen's going to come in here tomorrow 1-6.
Yep.
So they're going to be upset. They're going to be down, ready to play baseball again. But this team comes in on a high now as they go to 5-2 in district play, and so Cedar Park drops to 5-2. Liberty Hill at 5-2. Georgetown will now be 5-2. Tonight on the schedule, 6-2 was the win. Liberty Hill over Glen. On the schedule, Rouse was playing. I believe it was Marble Falls tonight. Tomorrow they play Leander. So that'll be a battle tomorrow between two of the top teams in district play. So it'll be interesting to see what works out over the weekend. But none more important than the fact that the Georgetown Eagles fought back from 6 down. 7-1 was your score. They never led, Kelly, until the bottom of that 6th inning.
it's funny because Coach Fierro was just laughing whenever he came out of the dugout. You probably saw him just put his arm around me. He's like, could we please win one easy? And I go, no, sir. You got to keep this fight. And it's exactly what he talked about, what we talked about at the coaching show, what we talked about down there on the field. Gritty, determined, tough baseball team who didn't give up. And we saw them clowning around down here. They're relaxed, just having fun playing baseball.
I think you got to give a big gold star in this game to the designated hitter, Landon Heil.
Man.
0 for 1 in the ball game.
Right.
Oh, man, Dad, I was 0 for 1. Landon, you walked 3 times, scored 3 runs, and your last run, Landon, was the winning run. So what a job by the designated hitter to do a job tonight. He doesn't put the ball in play. Okay, he walked 3 times and scored 3 of the 9 runs. Your designated hitter position, getting on base and doing a job. You got to give credit to the where Landon Heil has stepped in as your designated hitter. Go ahead.
We do want to remind the folks that tomorrow before the game, 9 a.m., is the Challenger game with the exceptional Georgetown Alliance kids coming out, hanging out with the baseball team, playing a baseball game. So if you got some time in the morning, come out. Great cause, great game to watch. Just come out and support those kids.
Tonight, we wrap this one up. 7-inning ball game. Your Georgetown Eagles win it 9-8 over the Cedar Park Timberwolves. Wade Denton will get the win in the scorebook, and a great last inning for Wade. 3 pitches and 3 outs to get themselves out of this one tonight. And now we're going to wrap it up. Not much else to talk about because we need to go home and get some rest. I've got grandson's baseball in the morning at 10.
I need food.
We'll be back out here live. Our local establishments are still open, and I may be headed there. Join us tomorrow afternoon, 12:45. We'll be on the pregame. I will make sure I have the bugs worked out of this system, and we will be on 12:45 with the correct code and the correct link all at the same time. And we have a 1 o'clock first pitch. Thanks for listening tonight. The Georgetown Eagles victorious 9-8 over the Cedar Park Timberwolves.
Take us out with that fight song.
Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow. And remember, it doesn't cost a dime to be kind.